have cleanse, don't worry. So let's kick now. Okay, lap is ready, open up. Last room, open up the lamp now. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another Guild Wars 2 class video guide. And this one we're going to be talking about Daredevil. This is right now currently my favorite class to play ever, and mainly because it plays such a huge role in raids, and I really like it. It can definitely provide you the information that you need to understand Daredevil at a high level, but Daredevil isn't perfect in Fractals. It's okay, and I want to play it in Fractals. And to be honest, this guide can probably help you with Fractals to some extent, because there's really nothing too different. First, I'm going to explain equipment, and then I'm going to talk about the build, and then I'm going to talk about the stolen spells, which you should know if you're going to play Daredevil. Every raid stolen spell does different things and can provide different things for the team. So you can be a team player at the same time as maintaining your DPS. Right, so equipment, it's all Berserker. All of this are Berserker stats. Staff, Berserker. Shortbow, Berserker. Double pistols, Berserker as well. Everything you see here is going to be Berserker stats. Now, for your infusions on every slot, they're going to be Mighty Agony. So that's plus 9 Agony, plus 5 power. Now, plus 9 Agony if you're gonna do Fractals, which can work 100%. Like I said, this class is playable in Fractals. It works for the CMs, and it works for those generally. If you play dailies, doesn't matter. You can play whatever. DPS Daredevil works just fine in a Fractals dailies and stuff, but CMs, it can still work, is what I'm trying to say. It's not the worst. It still does good. Right. So that's it for the Agony. That's it for the infusion slots. All Berserker stats. Now, why do we have a shortbow, by the way? Because in Kadim 1, and in situations where your shortbow 1 is going to hit multiple mobs at once, shortbow is very good at clearing multiple mobs. Why double pistol? Because in some situations, double pistol is really good, like in the opener on Slothosaur, because Slothosaur is far away from you in the beginning. So you would dodge once, you would pistol, and then dodge, and then pistol, then swap to staff. Just to showcase it right now, I might as well, since I've already talked about it. We're just gonna explain it real quick. You would start on pistol, so you would dodge once before the boss even starts, and when the boss starts moving, you're gonna be hitting him. You're gonna dodge for the second one, so it's gonna be like this. One, okay, the boss is okay, I do this, one, boom, dodge again, swap the staff, assassin signet, and full damage, whatever you gotta do. And then obviously you will continuously dodge, and we're gonna talk about that very extensively. But that's basically why we run pistols. I just wanted to explain that real quick. Now, what do we do for sigils? Daredevil staff, We go Sigil of Impact, Sigil of Force, CC phases and damage. It's a huge thing. You should always get these sigils. For the pistol, Sigil of Impact, Sigil of Force. There is one other thing you can do. Grab a very bad pistol, like shit tier, okay, like the worst pistol you can find, and put a Sigil of Paralyzation on it. The superior Sigil of Paralyzation, for if you play Deadeye, you can CC the pylons without necessarily needing a strong pistol. But since this is a Daredevil guide, we're not going to talk too much about that. But mainly, Daredevil, you're going to play double pistols with Berserker stats, Ascended, Sigil of Force, Sigil of Impact, and then your short bow is going to be Sigil of Impact and Sigil of Force. So, you're going Sigil of Impact, Sigil of Force on pretty much everything. Okay? And of course, don't forget, Rune of the Scholar is the primary rune that you're going to be using on your gear. And it should be your option. Okay. Build. We're going to Deadly Arts, Critical Strikes, Daredevil, obviously. Deadly Arts, so you're going to go 1, 3, 3. Critical Strikes, so you're going to go 3, 2, 1. And Daredevil, you're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Gonna talk about each one real quick. First option, Stealing inflicts poison. While in down state, your attack applies poison. Next one is Dagger Training. You gain bonus power, which is increased when wielding a dagger. Here's the thing, right? You're not gonna be holding a dagger. That's not the point. The point is you get 80 power for free by just playing this trait. So you should go for it if you want to have more damage. The other options compared to this, just go Dagger Training. It's the way. Next option is Weaken targets when you poison them. And Weaken is obviously huge as a stat. And you, keep in mind that your short bow has poison. So when you're in Kadim, when you're playing against the Kadim mobs, you can lay down a poison to weaken the mob so that you don't die to them. And then obviously you can dodge and just hit and hit and hit and bow too. But the poison is really nice. You get that extra bit of poison damage by stealing and stuff, but I wouldn't steal on the mobs in Kadim 1. It's not worth it, really. You should be stealing from the boss, mainly. Right. Reveal Training would be the next option. You gain power. Then you gain extra power while you are revealed. So that is 80 plus 120. Keep in mind that you have Hidden Shadows in your opener. You're going to be using that. And then you're going to Assassin Signet and Staff 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And it's really high damage like for an opener, and you'll see that when I explain the rotation in a bit. The other two options are not ideal. Just play Reveal Training. It's the way. Exposed Weakness. Deal increased damage to your target for each unique condition on them. So with raids and raid bosses, they're going to get a hell of a lot of Condi. So you're going to have increased damage per unique Condi. So it's huge. In the last trait, this is actually the most important trait. Between Executioner and Improvisation. This one is something else. It's like Poison you inflict has increased damage. And you don't care about that. Right, so you got Improvisation and you got Executioner. Now, by default, Executioner is the way to go because you deal extra damage when your target is below the health threshold of 50%. So it's really good, especially like with raid bosses and just generally speaking. This, though, Improvisation, is really good if the stolen spell is really huge. And I'll talk about ones right now. On Samurag, if you steal the spell, if you use F1 on Samurag, you will get a Magnetic Bomb, which I will explain what the stolen spells are. The Magnetic Bomb, instead of getting 1, you'll get 2. And what they do is they do heavy CC. Heavy CC. And it's like pulses of Polen, and it's so much CC. And on top of that, they do a lot of DPS. So if you F2 an Assassin Signet, you're going to do a lot of damage, especially if you drain your full endurance, which I will talk about in a minute once we get to the Daredevil trait. So Improvisation, go for it on Samurag, Wing 4, and go for it on Kadim 1. It's huge. You don't want to miss it out. On Kadim 1, it has multiple uses as well. Okay, so that's improvisation, and that's execution. By default, you're going to go execution. Next up is critical strikes. Your first trait is critical hit chance is increased while your health is above threshold. So at 90%, you're going to be doing more crit. Always good. First trait here is on the third one, Twin Fangs. You deal increased critical damage while your health is above the threshold. Gain bonus critical chance, critical hit chance when hitting a foe from behind or the side. Since you're mostly going to be flanking, you're mostly going to be hitting the boss from behind. You should aim to flank. Very common in raids. You're always going to be trying to hit the boss from behind to maximize DPS. Next up is Gain Fury when you strike an enemy whose health is below the threshold of 90%, so you get free Fury if you strike an enemy whose health is below the threshold of 90%. Right, next up is Gain Ferocity based on your precision. Practice Tolerance. So you get Ferocity based on your precision, and that's how we go Berserker stats. And generally, we go for Signet of Agility as well, which also gives us increased precision as the passive. Next up, Ferocious Strikes. You gain increased critical damage against foes whose health is above the threshold, so you get increased crit against enemies who have above 50%. So there you go, pretty simple. You damage increased by 10%. Next up is No Quarter. If you land a critical hit while under the effects of Fury, you increase the duration of Fury. Gain increased ferocity while under the effect of Fury. So you can see here, you get not only so much precision, but you get Fury, you get ferocity, and this whole thing makes sense with Unrelenting Strikes, where you gain Fury when you strike an enemy whose health is who's below the threshold. And then you obviously get this, which deals increased critical damage if you hit from the side or behind. So all these traits make sense together. Now, for the actual Daredevil spec. You get Swipe as your F1 steal, and Shadow Steps to your foe, and you steal the ability from them, and you also poison them a little bit. And obviously you gain access to physical skills. Your maximum endurance threshold is increased, while steal is replaced with a Swipe. First option is Marauder's Resilience. You gain vitality based on a portion of your power. Damage is decreased from foes within the range threshold. The other two options aren't ideal. Here you gain health when you successfully evade an attack. Not going to be doing that. It's really not worth. I mean, just gaining health to dodge is not ideal in raids. And here, physical skills grant endurance when activated and gain reduced recharge. So, wouldn't recommend that either. The whole idea is that you're trying to dodge more to have more damage. Next up here is your next attacks after dodging. Causes weakness to foes struck. Weakened enemies deal less damage to you, and you deal more damage to them. Damage increases by 7%, and the damage reduced is by 10%. Weakening strikes. Your next attack would weaken enemies, and this is really nice with Bound as well. So you will do more damage, and it's a really nice trait, honestly. Because not only does it increase your damage, but it also makes it so that your next attack weakens enemies, which is really nice because with Assassin Signet active and Bound, it's really going to work well together. Next up is Havoc Specialist. Damage is increased based on endurance that is missing, and this one is actually very important because the more you dodge, the less your endurance is, the more damage you're going to do. It's just that simple. So you're going to be dodging and dodging and dodging. Because every time you dodge, your damage increases for every bar that's missing. So this would be 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar. 3 bars total. So always try to dodge. Just be careful with certain mechanics where you don't have dodge and you have to evade. You have your staff 3 and your staff 5. They are evades, and they actually count as a dodge. So you can evade certain things if you don't have dodge at the time. Or you can jump over mechanics, because some mechanics like Samarog's Smash Down, you can jump over his Shockwave. Next up is Endurance Thief. You gain endurance when you successfully steal from an enemy, and this is actually really nice because if you're in a situation where, oh shit, I have no initiative, I have no dodge, but I have F1 steal. You can steal from that enemy and then dodge immediately. So it's actually quite neat. And it can be used to to just evade an attack. Next up, you have Lotus Training, Dash, and Bound. Now, why is Bound the option we go for? Because when we leap into an area, it delivers a massive blow to enemies. So it's basically this. As here, we get Weakening Strikes and Bounding Dagger. Dodger rather, sorry. We got Bounding, once we dodge, Bounding Dodger, Weakening Strikes. Dodge again, see that? Bounding Dodger. So, what is Bounding Dodger? It's 10% damage for 4 seconds. Yep, it's that simple. Your dodge ability is replaced by Bound, dealing damage to the area after you evade. Physical damage is increased for a period of time after you dodge. That's when you use your Signet of Power, your Assassin Signet, to deal the maximum amount of damage possible. Stick with the Bound and Dominate. Okay, next part in this video, guys, we're going to talk about the stolen spells, what each of them do. Okay, we're going to steal one right here with F1. Keep in mind, this is range. It has 600 range. You can steal like this. So, what does this do? If I use it on an ally... First, this is the range. If I use this on a downed ally, I will pull them to me. Okay? So, this stolen spell, by the way, you should know what each stolen spell from which boss... What boss gives you what, basically. What NPC gives you what. So I'm going to put down in the description below the wiki to tell you exactly what each raid boss gives you. Because this is information you have to know when you're playing Daredevil in raids. Right. So F2, for example, I'll give you an example. In Sabbatha, you're going to get this on her if you steal it. On the other 3 mobs... But other 3 mini bosses, I guess, let's just say with that, like Berg and the other ones. If you steal from them, they give you Magnetic Bomb, which I'll explain in a second. This one is called Unstable Artifact. It shadow steps you if you go somewhere, but if there's a downed ally, you will pull this ally to you. So it looks like this. And it has a bit of a cast time, so let it finish. You can pull allies just like this. See that? Hold him, res him, easy. This can be used to get the cannons, by the way. If you are trying to get the cannons on Sabbatha, you can do that very easily. Just to give you a little bit additional information, this does actually do damage, by the way. If a down ally is in the area, obviously, like we said, instead shadow step them to you and partially revive them. When I say partially revive, is that once you do this, okay, let me pull him. Look at his health. 42%. It was 20 something. So you will heal them a little bit just by pulling them. Keep in mind that it also does damage. So if I dodge an Assassin Signet, which increases my power for a few seconds, and then I do this on the boss specifically, I will deal damage to the boss. Would I use this as like the main DPS thing to go for? Nah, Magnetic Bomb is the way. So let me show you the other one, which is Magnetic Bomb. Magnetic Bomb, you throw it down, and I'm going to show you how it looks, okay? This is my favorite stolen spell. This is how it looks. 1, 2, 3. See that? These pulses that you hear, they basically suck the enemies in. It's like you pull them in, right? And it does a lot of damage. Throw a bomb and pulls them continuously to its point of impact. So the other one, really good even CC. With 2 dodge bars, right? Dodge, and it also does a lot of damage. So this, if you top dodge, it off with your Signet, throw the other one, a lot of damage. So I'm going to show you the rotation. So I'm going to go Improvisation, and I'm going to steal. So now I have 2. So you would dodge once, F2 Assassin Signet, dodge, F2 again, dodge, and then full burst. Ideally, you try to have 1 or 2. So try not to have 3 endurance bars. Like, don't use your... Here's what you don't want to do, right? You don't want to throw this assassin and then dodge and then do this. And now you have to dodge twice so you can do your rotation or whatever. By the way, I had this on targeted, so ignore me. But yeah, not to say that it doesn't work. It's just ideally you want to do it when you have 2 endurance bars. Next stolen spell, the third one here, it is Soulstone Venom, and you get this on Slothosaur. And if you saw in my beginning where I showed my intro for the video, I actually used this on Slothosaur to cleanse. So what is this? It's a Soulstone to remove condies on allies, and it applies a stack of venom for each condi removed. Allies that hit with this venom will initiate a strike that originates from the thief. So it's a 10-man cleanse, and your attacks cause additional strikes that originate from the Soulstone wielder. So in a way, you're giving them free, like little free damage, like free additional strike, which is really nice. As long as you cleanse condies as well, it's really, really good. Right, and that's the range as you saw. As you saw, it hit twice. You saw how it wasn't 1, it was 2 numbers. It's like an impossible odds from Renegade or something like that. See how much condies I have right now? Cleanse them. See that? All those hit. And I made that special sound effect. I'm gonna clear them, and now I have 8. It's like a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. See that? And keep in mind that your whole team gets this, not just you. Now, the last one is Plasma. This gives, quite simply, a shit ton of boons for all your group. It's a 10-man boon, and Boon Thief is very good with this, but Power Daredevil is also fine with this. It's just huge. It gives everyone boons. You do this in a group, everyone gets it. I do this on Kadim 1. If you steal from the Pyre in Kadim 1, you will get this. And you can get them all, and then I can steal from Kadim, and I'll get the Magnetic Bomb, which is this one. Keep in mind, by the way, it's very common to make the mistake of like throwing 2 at once. If you press it twice like this, you throw it very quick, see? So, if you want to take it slow, press it only once, and then dodge, and then throw the other one. Just like that. Okay? That's the explanation for the stolen spells. Now you understand what they do. Now I'm going to show you guys the rotation. I'll show you the first one with Thieves Guild. Let me remove this, and I'm going to make it bigger. Ideally, you want to go Thieves Guild when you're in a situation where it's just like, there's no point in CCing. We're going to go Executioner instead of Improvisation for the maximum DPS. And we got the food, Power Food. This is the Power Food we use. Bowl of Sweet and Potent Superior Sharpening Stones. That is your ideal choice. Daredevil doesn't require Spotter, by the way, because you already, like we said from the build, you get a lot of Fury, you get a lot of crit, you get a lot of precision, you flank damage. You don't need Spotter as Daredevil. It's not required. So, rotation. In the beginning of the opener, let's say on Deimos, you don't really need CC on Deimos, except CCing Soul when you go in the Death Realm. But mostly you can go Thieves Guild in Deimos and maximize DPS. So on Deimos, you would dodge twice, Stealth, Thieves Guild, dodge, Assassin's Signet 2, 2E, 2E, 2, dodge, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Once you get your endurance again, you dodge, and then 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. I mean, that was like a 45 plus K opener. Okay, so once again, I'll show, and I'm gonna continue my rotation. And I'm gonna try to explain and talk over what I'm doing, just so you guys get it, okay? So dodge, dodge, Stealth, Thieves Guild, dodge, Assassin's Signet 2, 2, E, dodge, 2, E, 2, 2, and then 1, 1 until we get our endurance again. Then we dodge, 1, 1. We don't use 2 here because we need it for the Assassin's Signet burst. And now we dodge Assassin's Signet, 2, 2, 2, Fist Flurry, 2, 1, 2, Fist Flurry, and then dodge, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then you're just gonna keep wanting for days. And then you're gonna dodge, 1, 1. Now see my Assassin Signet? I F1 steal, Assassin Signet, 2, 2, 2, dodge, Fist Flurry, 2, E, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Dodge. And you're gonna keep just holding down 1 in these situations. Look how we're flanking. Look at how we're moving. Jump. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 1, 1, 1. Fist flurry. 2, E, 2, and then just hold down 1, and then dodge. We always try to put our dodge at 1 endurance bar whenever we can. Make use of that unbound, and then we F1 steal, Assassin Signet. Whenever you don't have endurance, we F1 steal in that situation. I'm gonna use my Fist Flurry here. 2E2, 1, 1, 1, and then dodge. 2, 1, 1. Here I'm gonna hold off on 2 because I need it for my Signet burst. And then dodge, Assassin Signet, 2, 2, 2, and then just keep mashing. Dodge again. Look at that. Dodge again. We're not going to use 2 because we need it for the Assassin Signet. But once my dodge comes, I will dodge, Assassin Signet, 2, 2, 2, 2, Fist Flurry, 2E, and then just keep whacking away, dodge. And here you hold off on 2 because your initiative is low. And then it's dead. And overall, we did 32.6k DPS. So as long as we can try to maintain above 30k DPS, you're generally doing your job fairly well. So let's actually talk about that. What did we even do? What even happened? Right. So look at my endurance bar. We're gonna drop it down as soon as we hit 1 bar. Okay, just generally. I'm not doing opener or anything right now. Just look at this. Dodge, dodge, and then dodge, Assassin Signet, 2, 2, Fist Flurry, 2, E2, and then dodge as soon as I got my endurance bar, and then I hold once. I'm just flanking. See, I'm hitting in the side, I'm hitting in the back. And I put myself in a position where I can dodge like this, and when the endurance bar comes up, I do this. See, now when I don't have enough endurance, I can do this and do that. 2, 2, Fist Flurry, 2, E2, 2, and just hold down once. Once my endurance bar comes back up, I dodge, and I do the same thing. It's actually fairly simple. It's not rocket science. Just dodge, Assassin Signet. See, with Assassin Signet, to increase our damage, you have a few amount of time to actually lay down your full DPS. See that? Just hold down once, dodge again, hold 1, hold 1. Hold 1. My endurance bar almost up. It's up. Assassin Signet. 2, 2, 2. Fist Flurry. As soon as Fist Flurry comes back up, we do this. 2, E2. Because Fist Flurry has its 2 parts. One is the stun, one is the damage, one is the stun. See, we're doing the same thing here. I'm going to 2 here because my initiative is way too high. And just do damage like that. Dodge. So anyway, the general idea is you're going to be dodging a lot, and your dodging maximizes your DPS, and you're going to be hitting 2s. Now, let's talk about each skill and what things you can mess up, and in what situations. Like, we're just going to explain every single ability, like, in a way, just to get you to understand how, in some situations, some abilities can fail you. Your Staff 2. Your Staff 2 is the king of situations where it can fail you. If you don't left click something, you will go in the direction that you're looking at. So if I want to hit the boss, I'm going to go here. But now I left click him, I'm going to him. Yeah, I'm targeting him, so I go towards him. So always make sure you're targeting the thing you want to hit. Because if I'm in a situation like this, and then, oh no, I targeted something else here, I'm gonna do this. And I'm not gonna go to my actual target. And when this happens, you can fall off the map, you can die, you can go to a place you don't want to go, you can step into a mechanic by accident. There's so many situations that can go wrong here, and it happens. Even if it does happen, it happens to everyone. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen sometime during your raids. You're gonna click on something incorrect, and you're gonna go the wrong way. Or when the boss phases, then you just kind of like go somewhere. Sabbath of Cannons is a good example. If I go on Sabbath of Cannons with my F2 key and I go on the cannon platform, when I go there, I need to make sure I left click the, let's say the golem is the cannon. I left click the cannon. So I hit the cannon with 2. If I don't do that and I still have Sabbatha targeted, guess what? I'm gonna go through him. Look at that. Oh no, I go through him, I fall off the map, I die. But if we target him, we can never go through him. Ever. See? And if you're outside the hitbox, you will be placed outside this red line circle. You will be just outside the hitbox. If you're all the way in, it will still put you like inside. You're still stacked in, so you will hit inside the hitbox. But yeah, this is the hitbox, so this is the outline. This is where your DPS gets applied. So keep this in mind. Situations where you can use staff 5. It uses 5 initiative, so it is the initiative that costs the most. This can be used as evasion. You can use this to evade Deimos Pizza. You can use this to get to Zera shards. If you're on the platform and DPS need to clear it, you can go to it like this and hit it, hit it, hit it, break the shard, and then you can try to come back. Or if you have stolen spell, you can F1 back to the boss when you finish clearing Zera shards, for example. Okay, so also if you get ported in Zera, for example, you can use F1 to get back to the boss and steal the spell as well. So I can have the stolen spell of Zera, which is what I want, which is Soulstone Venom. Assassin's Signet, by the way, when you activate it, it only lasts for 5 seconds. So in those 5 seconds, you want to apply the max amount of DPS. And in those 5 seconds, you want to lay out tons of damage. So Fist Flurry, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. E with Palm Strike. Palm Strike, by the way, is a stun. So it's not actually damage, but you want to use it so you can get Fist Flurry back up again for your next rotation. You're never going to use Signet of Agility unless you really need endurance and you're just... Yeah, but you shouldn't use it. Here's the cooldown, 30 seconds. You lose precision because it's not ideal. It removes condies, yes, but you lose on precision. And generally, your team should be the ones helping you out with like condi removals, and you can remove condis yourself with F2 on Soulstone Venom if the boss you steal from has Soulstone Venom. But I generally never use this. The one time I can see me using this, but I haven't used it, is in Kadim 1, where if I ran out of dodges and these mobs are killing me, I would use this so I can dodge some more, keep some distance, because I don't care about applying precision on those mobs. I just want to make sure I stay alive and like run away. I could kill them with my obviously just because I use short bow on there. Short bow is really, really nice, by the way, because it can be used to gap close. So on Kadim 1, I can play short bow to like this is Kadim, right? I will steal from Kadim and I will short bow 5 into the middle to take a lamp, for example, just like you've seen in my intro video how I do it. That's basically the short bow. Thieves Guild should be used in situations where you are gonna have no CC, and Basilisk should be used when you need CC. There's also a little thing you can do, Impact Strike. Let me explain this real quick, okay? Like that, like that, like that. So what is this exactly? This elite skill can be used for CC in situations like on Deimos. On Sol, there's obviously when you get ported into the Death Realm, you can CC Sol with this if it's such a problem. You shouldn't unless really no one's CCing Sol, because this counts as a daze, okay? This counts as a launch, and this counts as damage. So, daze, and then here's your next one, right? And your next one is a nice uppercut. Now keep in mind you have to use it in quick succession. So daze, launch. Launch is really good CC. So that's a situation where I can see myself using Impact Strike on Sol if no one's CCing him, like at all. But ideally, you just stick with Thieves Guild if you don't need CC, and Basilisk, because you probably think like, why not just use Basilisk on Sol? His CC bar is way smaller than like other stuff, so I wouldn't even recommend going Basilisk in that situation. And it has a cast time. With quickness, it goes up faster, obviously, but I wouldn't even use Basilisk in that situation. Just stick with Thieves Guild. Thieves Guild is the way. Your team will handle that CC. Your Thieves Guild is big DPS. It's honestly huge DPS with Assassin's Signet. So that's what I would use. And now, finally, I'm going to talk about... I'm just going to show you the rotation for this. And with no talking. So just straight up, just watch me do it. And then get in the information and do your thing. Alright, so here we go. And there you have it. So as you can see with my rotation, I maintain one endurance bar as long as I can, maintain as much as I can, use Assassin's Signet with my last dodge so that I can apply all the full damage. You need to make sure that your initiative is max or close to max when you activate your Assassin's Signet and you apply your full damage. That is why I don't use my Staff 2 very often. If I use Staff 2 too much outside of Assassin's Signet, I won't have it. But if you are full initiative, you can use it once to apply that damage because it does really good damage. So I would still use it even outside of Signet damage. Overall, this was our damage. So opener peak 44k DPS, and obviously on Golem by the end of it, above 30k is always good in my opinion. Can certainly always be better, but I got 32.1k, and I can tell you guys my peak DPS on this. 1 second, let me pull it up. Okay, 33.4k is my all-time highest personal DPS. Okay, so what are some final tips I can give you guys on Daredevil Thief in general? One, it is very good in multiple bosses. It maintains good DPS, and you need knowledge with your stolen spell keys. You need to know what stolen spell keys apply in which bosses, like what boss has what, and then once you get that, you'll kind of get a feel of like when to use it as well. So that would be like priority, I would say. Like early on, is understand what mobs have what stolen spell, what boss has, like just understand what you can steal and how to make use of it, because once you steal something, it goes on a cooldown. Your staff 3 can be used as an evasion, so you can use this to evade Deimos Pizza. You can use this to evade multiple things without actually having to use your dodge spell, or your dodge, the ability to dodge and evade attacks. As well as your 5. This can also be used as an evasion. I never use 4. There's no reason to use 4. Shortbow is really good. Always have it. You can use your 2-2. Double 2 twice to get a detonate cluster, which can be really good for clearing multiple mobs. Shortbow is very good on trio. Just before Matthias boss, I would use Cluster Bomb to cleave ads and just hold one cleaves multiple mobs together. Thieves Guild is really good for DPS. Basilisk is the way to go for CC. Fist Flurry has a stun if you land all the 5 hits in the beginning. And I think I've pretty much got down everything I could for this guide. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Make sure to check out our other raid guides, fractal guides, and other stuff. They will be down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the arena. Peace out.